So, cohabitation. I am in favor of cohabitation. I think that people should probably live together before they're married because marriage is sort of permanent. Divorce and remarriage are less awesome than finding the right person the right time, but the first time. But you can't help it if that's not the right person. I mean, it's better to get out. I think you should marry when you feel like it, and you should raise your children as is good for the children, regardless of whether you're married.
So my opinion on these topics is mostly probably going to be quite negative, except potentially on the topic of divorce. Although I might not have ever been married, separating from my partner was probably the best thing I ever did for myself, in terms of feeling free and alive and having the ability to be myself and speak my mind and getting rid of that negative input that was always coming in. Cohabitation, it's such a tricky thing. Everybody's grown up differently and everybody has different opinions and different ways of doing things, that it's always going to be a little bit messy and always going to be something that needs to be worked on. My experiences were no good, but I cohabitated with a very controlling, manipulative, narcissistic person. So, I would get in trouble as an adult. Yes, I'd get in trouble as an adult for things like how I loaded the dishwasher. We never got married. We did have kids together. We never got married because whenever it got talked about, I just had this pit of anxiety and dread in my stomach that I just go nope. So I don't really know how I feel about marriage. Actually, at this point, I've been single for 4 years and I still don't know how I feel about a relationship. So marriage, nah. I'd rather just enjoy my freedom and continue. Like, my life is lovely now. Child rearing chucks a different element into it again, but because my ex is the kind of person I just described, he doesn't really do much, so he does what suits him, which means that I pretty much have the ability to do what I like with my kids. So still, who knows if it's perfect, but I'm happy, and if that's because I'm on my own, then that's fine. But I have this balance and this freedom, and my life is how I want it to be. I'm not sure if that kind of covers what you need.
Hi, this is my video interview about opinions for Shauna. My name is Shelby. I live in Tucson, Arizona. I am 24 years old. I have a bachelor's in public health. So I'll just go ahead and start. My opinions on cohabitation are, it doesn't really matter if you are happy with that person. I know we may get met with some judgment if you do tend to live with somebody who you aren't married to. I currently live with my boyfriend, and I think we're very happy. In terms of marriage, it's not something that I want to do right now, but I do believe in it. I know some people don't believe in like labels or anything like that, but I don't know. I just think it's a way to show somebody that you love them. In terms of child rearing, I don't have any kids, but I think in terms of raising a kid, you have to pick and choose your battles. So I know my coworker and her husband disagree. Like, she doesn't believe that her kid needs to shower every day when he thinks that they do, absolutely. But meanwhile, if they eat any candy, she makes them brush their teeth immediately, and he just thinks that's important. So I think you need to really pick and choose your battles to ensure that you have a healthy relationship with your kid. Divorce. My parents got divorced when I was 21, so about 3 years ago. I feel like it's okay as long as you guys aren't happy with each other and it's a mature thing. And in terms of remarriage, if you are happy and you find somebody who's the best thing ever, I think that's totally fine too. I'm pretty laid back in terms of my views, but I do hope this helps.
Hi, my name is Brian Felix, and I will be responding to Shauna's topics. So the first topic, cohabitation, I don't have a problem with it. I live with my girlfriend currently, and I think people should do whatever makes them happy. Two people are happy living together, go for it. And in terms of marriage, I'm not married right now, but I do plan on getting married in the future, just because I'm not financially ready for marriage. And as far as child rearing, I do think that it is a team effort, and so if you're with the right person and you're both, compatible, you will come to an agreement in terms of how you will raise the child. As far as divorce goes, I think that if it's an extenuated circumstance, that someone should obviously leave the marriage if they're not happy. My parents were divorced, and I know that their lives are much better now that they're separated. And then remarriage, I think that everyone should be happy, and if they find another person that they're compatible with, they should definitely be able to remarry.
I think cohabitation is a good thing. It's a very important step pre-marriage, because realistically, how else are you going to know if you can really stand to live with somebody, especially for the rest of your life? On that note, I think marriage should be far less important to people. Realistically, too many people put an emphasis on marriage and the change in their relationship, when in reality it shouldn't change your relationship at all. If you have the appropriate communication, you should already have your expectations going into it. It should be the same. It's just a piece of paper and maybe a name change. I don't have any kids, but I think we should probably stop raising them so softly. Trophy for every kid sets up kind of weird expectations for the future. They don't understand that you don't get a gold star for going to work every day. That's just life. That's just what you do. And I think we should let them explore and experience and learn things like hands-on and not protect them so much. Divorce, if things are broken, you shouldn't stay together. Being unhappy is not good for anybody, especially when there's kids involved. The kids know you're unhappy. They can tell. So sometimes it is just the better option. Now, it shouldn't be the option when you're, say, bored. Maybe try working on your relationship. Don't just jump to divorce as the first thing for trying to fix problems. And realistically, I think remarrying is the same as marriage. Make sure that your relationship is strong, you have communication, and that everybody really knows what they're getting into. I think that would be, beyond that, I mean, do what you're going to do. People are going to be people.
So the last two topics you needed me to tell you about were divorce and child rearing. If you want to get a divorce and you have children, just get the divorce. Your kids are better off for it. I was a product of parents stayed together because they had kids, and it's not worth seeing your parents hate each other every day. My advice is, if you want a divorce, just go get it. Everyone will be better off for it later. And child rearing can happen in any instance of parents who are available. Because children are children without parents, but parents can't be parents without children. So I think it doesn't matter what the pairings are, male, male, female, 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 male, 3 or 4 people, whatever. As long as everybody in their relationship is happy and they're able to take care of the child, it should be fine. And everybody's parenting style is different. So you can't really judge people on their parenting style as long as they're not killing their child. I don't think there's any real wrong way to parent. Except maybe to give them everything they want, because that makes them little spoiled butts. And when they're spoiled butts and they grow to be spoiled butts, they get frustrated really easy and don't have a lot of high frustration tolerance, and that's probably not a good thing. Other than that, I think anyone can really raise a kid. I don't think it's that difficult. I don't know, I don't have any kids myself, not married. But those are just my opinions on those topics. All right, hope that was helpful. Bye.